Hello?
Hello. Is this Fredryk Phox?
Yeah, who's this?
I'm your #1 fan, Fredryk, and you're always on my mind.
That's great. I hope that's working out for you. I gotta go.
What? Wait, no, I'm about to finish!
For God's sake.
Hi, Fredryk.
Do I know you from somewhere?
It's me, CraftyAndy. We talked on the phone earlier. Came here to talk to you about your StarFox animated series and what you like to do.
Yeah, that. How did you get the address for the...
I traced the call.
Crafty indeed. Well, I'm actually really busy right now, animating and stuff. If you could possibly... Cider,
Hello, everybody. CraftyAndy here, and I'm sitting with Fredryk Phox.
how are you doing?
And we're going to get into some things today. So, Fredryk, why don't we start off by having you introduce yourself to those who are just unfamiliar with your material.
Sure. I'm Matthew Gafford, also known as Fredryk Phox on the internet. Did funny video stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Ooh! With the fires of hell I invoke thee!
What were you expecting? A funny face?
Got into animation after the whole funny video thing got kind of old, and I'm currently working on my own non-commercial fan project called StarFox, the animated series, based on the titular video game franchise.
So what got you into doing StarFox as opposed to anything else?
It's something I've always wanted to do. I got the first game like the week it came out. Always loved it. Always liked foxes and animal people in space and stuff like that. So,
How did you even get involved with the whole furry scene?
well, I got into the whole furry fandom thing. I mean, I was doomed from the beginning. Just one day I woke up and just started drawing, fox people with machine guns shooting aliens and stuff like that when I was 8.
That's how it
8 or
starts.
9, yeah. And I always liked Sonic the Hedgehog. I was really unhealthily obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog until I got the internet, and I was about 10 years old, 10 or 11. I had Windows 3.1, and we started out with Imagination, the Sierra program that ran in DOS, and it wasn't even actually like the real internet. You could just play Othello and checkers and stuff with people in 320 by 200.
Oh man, those were the days.
Yeah, and eventually we got GTE Internet Solutions with Netscape Navigator. And I found out that there were other people on the internet that liked Animal People and liked Sonic the Hedgehog. The Sonic the Hedgehog thing went away very quickly when, because it's the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom. And this was back in 96, 97, somewhere around there.
And do that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like Sonic, even myself.
And some people it does the exact opposite, and we all see how they turn out. But I've always been into StarFox. I always liked it. I really only liked the first 2 games. That's why I'm hoping that the new one coming out is going to be a throwback to that. But, the internet expanded my mind as far as, artistic achievements and going places with my art and all that. Made it apparent to me that I was not the only creepy freako in the world. That would be a better way to put it. And the funny video thing started when my stepdad gave me a video camera when I was like 12 or 13 and just started goofing around with it. Then I got a webcam, then I got a Dazzle DPN thing. It's like this little the USB thing with like the yellow and white audio video stuff on it.
Oh yeah.
And I just started making funny videos just with my friends acting like a nerd and making fun of furries and dorks and whatnot. And
way before YouTube, way back in the days of E-Bomb,
yeah,
world.
It's been, trying to think of what year it was, but the E-Bombs thing, that was like at the ass end of 2003. And then all of 2004, I was doing a couple of Flash animations on the side.
Foxy Fluffs are dust on the floor. Foxy Fluffs are phone dialers. Foxy Fluffs are window breakers. Foxy Fluffs are everything.
Mostly doing the funny, I just called them live journal videos because I had an LJ back in the day, and that's the only place I ever posted them. And it got to where there were just so many people that knew who I was and everything. Like I couldn't go out in public without someone coming out and being like, "Oh, hey, you're the E-Bombs Fredryk Phox guy. Your stuff's really funny." And it was cool. I tried my best to be as nice as I could to everyone. And now I see everybody on YouTube. They put out a new video and they get like 30 million views in the first couple days. And I can't imagine what that would be like. And as YouTube came out, I had already just finished working on my own stuff. It got old. I made like 100-something little skits and whatnot with my friends, and I just wanted to get back into animation. What got me into animation was the Post-it notes, the little yellow square things you flipped, and I made little stick figure.
Stick figure movies.
Stick figure Mortal Kombat fatalities. This was 1993. This is right when Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis was a big thing with the blood code and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But
so you all self-taught, or?
Yeah, homegrown. I haven't taken any classes or had any teachers show me anything. I just pick programs apart, figure it out on my own. And I've had a choice to go to school and take classes and stuff, but I'm really curious as to what my style will develop into just by doing everything myself. And with some people might call that a cop-out or being broke. It might be a little bit of both for me, I don't know. But I've always wanted to see what I would turn into just doing my own thing.
So let's get into StarFox, the animated series. So what's the premise of this non-commercial parody?
Yeah. Don't sue me. Well, as I said earlier, I like the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 games the best. Adventures was a pretty game, but it wasn't a StarFox game. Assault, everything was kind of about that game.
Everything was like 50%. Like everything was 50% there.
Yeah.
The flying was okay. Then you're on the ground shooting, and
the jump code was indeed probably programmed in a matter of a day. It's like the characters walking around, and the jump is just
Oh yeah.
just really yeah. No, it was a lot faster. But I remember in that game, it was like Jesus Christ. Command, as I said, that's like the Voldemort of the StarFox franchise. We really don't talk about that around here. And then this new one, 64 3DS, is just prettified version of 64, pretty much the
Right.
same game. This is cool. This is cool to play it in 3D. And this new one, Star Fox Zero, I hope that it's going to be good. So far, I haven't seen Crystal yet. And yeah, let's make this clear. I'm not a fan. She's like the Star Fox Yoko Ono in my mind, and that will never change.
So so we can't expect to see her in the Star Fox animated series?
As far as I'm concerned, no. I'm breaking a lot of hearts here, I'm sure. But the cartoon itself is going to be loosely based around the premise of the first two games. Fox, Falco, Slippy, and Peppy teaming up with other friends and allies fighting against Andross. And that's Season 1. Season 1 goes back and forth. A lot of it goes back to James and Beltino and the earlier rendition of the Star Fox team when it was Peppy, James, and Pigma. But most of the first season, what I've projected to do, is going to be dealing with the storyline of the first games, killing Andross. And then after the whole Andross thing is over with, Season 2, I plan, if I get that far, is going to be 10 years later, roughly. And they're, Fox and Wolf and them are all getting into their 30s. And
So it's like Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, like the beginning of Ghostbusters 2. They save the world. Years later, they've all gone their separate ways. Everybody's doing their own thing, and then something happens, and they reluctantly have to get back together and see if they still have what it takes to save the world again. And I don't want to ruin anything for Season 2, but that's the basic premise of Season 2, and maybe a third season if people can stand it that long.
Or if you can get all the work done by then.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at a Star Fox the animated series clip, shall we? Exclusive to this interview.
Yes, this is a scene early in the first episode where Fox McCloud has been captured and he's reciting statutes from interplanetary war law where he has a right to a neutral third party if he is a prisoner of war. And there's Sergeant Cromer is the guy heading this mission for Andross and the Venomian army. Wolf O'Donnell is with him helping out, and Fox McCloud is currently in holding and being a very whiny, bitchy, nerdy Fox prisoner guy. So
I'm requesting arbitration by a neutral third party.
The article you're referencing only applies to military personnel.
General Pepper of the Cornerian Army will confirm to you that I am a captain.
Are prisoners of war. You, McLeod, captain or otherwise, are not currently a prisoner of war.
Then what would you like to call it? Kidnapping?
It's only standard detainment procedure. That's why we took your boots off and your belt and your shirt and all that.
Why, do you think I'm going to hang myself? Wait, should I hang myself? Where are you taking me?
Come on, you know it's for everyone's safety. Don't touch the bars.
Well, that was pretty good. Well, so I have to ask the question. Why don't you just make it an anime?
make it an because I want to spend a little more time animating the mouths. You really want me to go on a tangent about shitty anime, don't you?
Isn't that some of the complaints that you've gotten lately? Is like, well, not
Oh,
lately,
yeah,
but some people are like,
I don't like this. I'd rather see Star Fox as an anime and blah blah blah. And
with a cheapy J-pop tune in the intro
and the hair blowing on a cliff edge and all.
And Fox McCloud's like a solve all Mary Sue. I can just picture it. I just picture it right now from Shonen
Just
Jump.
Crystal's
Fox.
torso everywhere with dead or alive volleyball.
Yes.
Physics.
Yeah, they got Crystal's tits bouncing up and down, all in the face and everything. They always make sexual innuendo jokes. Fox is always trying to get second base, and Crystal's denying him. He's like, "Excuse me, princess."
Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
God, she was a princess, wasn't she?
I think so. I can't remember anymore.
Tribeswoman or Grand High Witch Doctress. I don't know.
Yeah, the plot of Star Fox Adventures is not exactly fitting. Like, she's looking for her parents, and she got to this planet somehow, and I don't know. It's just shoe-in. Shoe-in.
Kekeo Udom Tavuk Krazoa Palace.
Ya Judge Dekelu! Edu Su Tavuk! General Scale!
We have our own language, except for proper pronouns.
So so like a lot of people wanted an anime of Star Fox, and it's just, well, a lot of anime shows nowadays are just, let's have the characters stand motionless, like in some bad,
It's easy to translate because you don't have to worry about mouth movements. Open, closed, half open, closed, open, closed. Open,
action
closed,
scene. Just have like a flash and some
turn
lines and you're good.
slightly.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Kibagami, I must figure out how to avenge my father's death.
Kagome, you look similar to Kikyu.
Inuyasha, I am just a schoolgirl.
Curse Kaidi's magic. Without the Jewel of the Four Souls, I'll never become a full demon.
We're going to do it. All the way! Yes, let's do it. All the way. Fucking butt rock. That's what it is. You ever play Guilty Gear?
Oh,
like every time you hit a fucking combo.
I never get the appeal of like half those 2D fighters. It's like, who are these characters? What are the what's the context of these characters?
And there's always like some tiny character that has some like
we don't want story in
a
our fighting
ship
games.
anchor or an anvil that's like 8 times bigger than they are, and they're just like, yeah.
I can only imagine the horror would it be if Star Fox was an animated series, like anyone else, like taking the helm, like back in the day when DK made a Mario Brothers cartoon and the Legend of Zelda cartoon.
I did like those. They were great for their time.
Yeah.
They didn't age well, obviously, but back then that was the reason that I learned how to program a VCR when I was 6 years old, was when that show came out.
Oh yeah, I used to love it too. Yeah, like you said, it hasn't aged well, but yeah.
Yeah, I go back and watch them now, and it's just like, oh God.
You're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopers, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers to the bridge.
I would jump around in the room and do what Link was doing on the screen. Just be like, oh, this is awesome. Hey,
excuse me, princess. See, this, for me, it was Sonic the Hedgehog. For me, is like my childhood hero, and like you said, got into the internet scene and looked at some of these people's costumes and came back
fictions.
to me. Yeah, what the hell are you doing to my childhood hero?
Yeah, and like even the cartoons. I'll admit the Saturday morning Sonic with the comic book characters in it was pretty damn good when I was a kid. But the
everything else, though,
Roadrunner, Coyote.
I just wanted to stop sucking. Yeah.
Yeah, the Adventures one where it was literally just a rip off of Coyote and Roadrunner stuff.
And what was the other one? They tried to make it was
The
Sonic Underground.
Yeah,
Sonic Underground. Where
I
instead
never
of
saw it.
Oh, instead of it was the same premise like the Saturday morning one, except Jalal White was doing the voice of Sonic, his brother, and his sister. So all three of those characters, and instead of like running around, destroying, bashing into robots and stuff, they would use their musical instruments. Like one would play drums, one would play bass, and one would play a lead guitar. Of course, Sonic, and he'd also do the vocals. It was, yeah, you're deprived. I can tell.
Oh, I'm so unfortunate.
So are you doing this all by yourself?
So far, I've been doing about 98% of the work myself. My friend Stuart Bartlett, he does the saxophone in some of the tracks that we do. I do all the music, and I'll get friends of mine to help me with the music when the time comes if it's an instrument that I don't think I'm good enough to play myself. I do all of the animation. My buddy Pete and Czar, they're going to help me with the in-betweening when they have the time to. But other than that, yeah, I do all the writing, all of the animation, a lot of the voice acting.
How many voices are you doing in the show right now?
Let me see if I can. I don't know an exact number, but I voice Fox McCloud, Falco Lombardi, Peppy Hare, Wolf O'Donnell, Leon Pawlowski, Andros. Who else am I missing here? That's
the question is, who are you not voicing? That's helping me out.
I have friends. Someone else is voicing Slippy and Andrew, Pigma. A lot of the extra characters, like all the other characters, like Bill and Cat Monroe, and they're all going to be voiced by other people. Like the mainstays of the cartoon, I want to voice them because I'm easier to keep track of, and
easier to work with. Right?
Yeah, sometimes. No, everyone that's been doing voices for the cartoon so far have all been wonderful people. It's like, don't yell at me. You've all been great. But I can't do any more voices. Like, I've gotten to the point where if I do another character, it's going to start sounding like characters that I'm already voicing. I do have a limit to my range. Very, very small range.
So you're doing the music as well, so how many instruments do you play?
Well, synthesizer counts for most of the instruments you hear, but I play piano, guitar, bass guitar, mouth harp, kazoo, harmonica. And so if there's something that's got to have some mad shredding going on in the guitar department, I'm going to get someone else to do it. I'm a rhythm guitarist. I don't do all the widdly wow and all that bar chords and power chords for me.
So no death metal track for the series?
Possibly, but it's going to have to be done by someone else. I can't do that myself.
So the cast of characters in the StarFox anime series, at least for the first season, we got the basics. We got Fox McCloud, Peppy,
yeah,
Slippy.
StarFox, Starwolf, General Pepper,
yeah,
Andros, the couple of bad guys like Cayman, and I can't remember the names of the other characters, but like every time you fight a boss, there's some new guy that's like, I'm going to see about killing you now. And
those who cross Andros will die.
And then
They'll never defeat Andros.
Yep. But I'm going to try to put as many characters as I can into it. Like even from the comics, obviously, like I said, Fredryk Phox is going to be Fox's mainstay love interest.
Fredryk Phox, she's from the
1992 Nintendo Power comics based on the Super Nintendo game. She was never actually in a game. She was supposed to be in StarFox 2, and apparently she was in the beta before they made a copy of it, and then they just deleted her files or something. I don't know, but she was supposed to be in StarFox 2 at some point. They even had like her sprites made, and she looked just like she did in the comic pretty much. But Miyu and Faye, Bill Gray, even Captain Shears from, I guess, the Farewell Beloved Falco comic. He's like the bad guy General Pepper offshoot.
And they're all originally from Nintendo Power? Or?
Yeah, Nintendo Power or just StarFox comics that were made. That I can't remember. Farewell Beloved Falco, I think, was released with StarFox Adventures to explain why Falco wasn't. Yeah, something like that.
It's off doing some F-Zero racing or something like that.
Like the endings for StarFox Command. Jesus. I'm going to dye my fur purple and change my name to Cursed. I live alone. Yeah, don't bother playing StarFox Command. It's just really bad.
So StarFox the anime series, I also noticed that has a sort of unique animation style to it. It's reminiscent of other cartoons that Ralph Bakshi did.
Yeah,
Like
he's
Cool World
really
and-
good at the stuff that he did. I take my style or the inspiration for it from pretty much all the cartoons of late 70s, early 80s. That little sweet spot of I don't know, a little bit of Ralph Bakshi, Nelvana, John Carpenter. I love everything by that man. John Carpenter is freaking amazing. Anything from in that era, like 1978 to 1983, 1984, that little spot right there is what I think of when I think of the 80s.
So yeah, so who are your favorite animators then?
Mike Judge, Ralph Bakshi, and gosh.
Don Bluth?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, Don Bluth, obviously. Yeah, Disney's cool. They did their stuff and it's awesome, but my heart gets broken anytime I think about Disney now, because now it's just new 3D smirking characters in 3D and IMAX. And they're not bad movies, but
No.
they're like single serving disposable
Right.
movies you watch at once, like, oh, that was cute, and then I don't know. I didn't take anything away from any of the new ones I've seen. Wreck-It Ralph was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's going to be some very dark emotional moments, sure. I don't think there really is a theme for it. It's not a comedy. It's not a drama. It's not a romantic movie. It really is going to vary depending on the episode. I have planned an episode where Wolf O'Donnell very briefly breaks out into a musical number, just out of nowhere for no reason.
Look out! Look out! Look out! Take heed! A beef with us is something that you don't need.
And then, another episode where it's going to go into some sad stuff about Fox's parents. So there's going to be stuff that might make people cry. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that makes people laugh. But there's no... I don't know. When I first started on the cartoon back in 2009, 2010, it was going to be something, like Family Guy or The Simpsons, goofy, whatever.
Right.
And the more I worked on it, the more I wanted to make it a more serious thing. It does take itself a little seriously, but
It has time to tell some jokes once in a while.
yeah,
Like get laid back
and a couple moments that give you feels or like an awe kind of thing. Some really, really scary stuff when it starts getting into Andros and Fox's epic battle with him. That's going to be really scary. But it's theme wise, it's all over the place. But I like that. It keeps people guessing.
So is Andros? You plan on having Andros in the same style as the games, or he's just like a giant head, or
no, he's
space.
a big, very tall, intimidating monkey guy in a trench coat that walks on two legs, and has a very intimidating voice and kind of wacky, chaotic, evil guy.
Well, speaking of chaotic evil, then I noticed. Are you having General Scales or any other canon characters in there?
I have done some concept art of General Scales, and if he actually is put in the cartoon, it's not going to be... There's no Sauria. Or is that
Dinosaur Planet,
Dinosaur
or whatever
Planet?
the hell it's called.
Yeah, like if anything, he's going to be like some winter Genghis Khan looking wizard or lizard guy that Andros calls on to try and kill the StarFox team or something. It's just an idea I'm throwing around in my head. No guarantees or anything.
They could crash land on the planet and run into his kind, because it would make more sense. It makes sense since they're scaly lizards.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Where do we find your work at?
Well, I live stream on a couple different providers for streaming services right now. I'm feeling them out to see which ones crash the least, and a couple of them are up and coming that I'd like to support if they continue to work without screwing up every 20 minutes. I use Tumblr to update stuff for my cartoon. It's just StarFox the Animated Series.tumblr.com. You can edit in like sparkling text. It's a StarFox the Animated. Here we go. You can find my Tumblr at StarFoxTheAnimatedSeries.tumblr.com. Please don't do that.
I'm going to do that now.
The Patreon, if you'd like to support my
Non-commercial parody fan project.
it's patreon.com/StarFox the Animated Series. Those are the two main websites where I post anything. If there's anything to do with an update on my cartoon, for sure I'm going to post it on the Tumblr. I also post when I live stream. I like to live stream 5 to 6, 7, 8 hours a day, almost every day, just so I could show people that, you know, I'm working on this and not just sitting on a bunch of ass all day collecting people's money. And I don't do that. I have a lot of people on there that support me, telling me, Fred, you've been on here for 12 hours today, go the fuck to sleep, don't burn out. But you get in that zone, and it's like, I will finish when I'm done, I'll be done when I finish, and it's fun though, I really enjoy it. I've been scraping gum off of floors, scrubbing toilets, and flipping burgers for about 16 years now.
You were doing pest control before this, right?
Crawling up under people's houses and spraying for roaches and fighting raccoons in air ducts and whatnot.
Hank! Open the screen, for God's sakes, Hank! I'm begging you! Open the screen!
Since I was like 14 years old, just never made more than $9 an hour. And I'm not making a shitload of money doing this, but it's enough to support myself, and being able to do something that I want to do, that people want to see, that people are willing to pay and give money for that, and be able to watch it come together. This is like, this is one of the coolest times in my life, and I'm having fun at it.
Right, and probably by then, after StarFox is done, you could probably have your own crew together.
Hopefully so. That is the goal. That is the goal, to make my own studio at some point. I don't know the first damn thing about it, but once I figure out who I can direct to do what and how much money we can spread out, then I'll be able to take that on at some point.
Definitely. Well, looking forward to seeing StarFox the Animated Series when it's all
Me
done.
too.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've been working on it for a while, and it's steadily coming along. I'm steadily making consistent progress every week. It's just doing everything frame by frame instead of motion tweening. It takes a very, very long time. I cut my teeth on motion tweens in Flash, like 1999, 2000. I started with Flash 4, very quickly got Flash 5. Just like everyone else, I did the whole motion tween thing for a while. I got into Flash to get around doing what I ended up wanting to do in the end anyway. It's like, I could skip all the frame by frame and do motion tweens, and then after years and years of that, it's just like,
it doesn't look exactly appealing.
Yeah, I want to spend more time.
Like if you do like just like the motion tweening as opposed to like animating it in Flash, you get that weird puppet look with the arms moving.
Yeah, the paper doll,
yeah,
the bone-based whatever. After a while, I just got to where I wanted to make something that takes a lot longer but looks prettier.
Yeah.
And you're more proud of in the end. And hopefully this will be it.
Well, with that being said, I think we can wrap things up. I'm CraftyAndy. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Fredryk Phox, everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood internet dude with the hair.
Have a good night.
Yeah, peace.
Look out! Look out!
Everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood internet dude with the hair.
I saw you stop yourself there midway.
That you don't need. You'll want to run away in 2 seconds flat, but we can't let you do that. Can't let you do that. Can't let you do that.